Welcome to Sit Down to City Lifestyle, Vegas Edition podcast. We are glad to have you here. We have a special guest with us today in our Meet the Partners series. We're here with Lisa Chao, VP of Membership from the Henderson Chamber of Commerce. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here with you.
We're so excited to have you on with us. And I was really excited to do the interview with you because you have such an interesting history with the Chamber of Commerce here in Henderson. So tell our audience a little bit about how you became involved, because you actually were on in part of the chamber originally as a business owner, and now you're an employee.
Yeah, crazy. So I started with the chamber. I think it was Leadership Henderson. So I'm the class of 2008, best class ever. And I had to get my dig in.
Everybody is so loyal to their classes.
They are.
Like everyone that does leadership, there just seems like this great sense of camaraderie afterwards.
There is.
I mean, it's almost 20 years later and you're still shouting out your class.
I am. I know.
I love that.
It's my competitive edge. But yeah, so I think really where I started was Leadership Henderson. Started the program in 2007, graduated in 2008. I think one of the reasons that's good for where I am today, though, is I understand what it's like to be a business owner. So I understood what it was like in the sense of time and money and all of those things. So when you're a business owner, especially a sole proprietor, you feel that you need to do everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's just different times I had to look at it and say, what are you really good at?
Yeah.
And put your focus there. Or at some point you're like, should my time be spent on doing these things or these tasks? Maybe somebody else that's more of an expert in accounting or something like that should be taking these over. And then there's the hard decisions of when you hire someone. Well, they're not going to appreciate or love the company like I do. It's my name, it's my brand, and are they going to respect it the same way that I do? And so when you grow and you get to that point, then that's difficult. And then when it comes exactly to the chamber, I also knew what it was like from a time and a capacity standpoint. There were times I could go to every single event that the chamber had for months on end, and then there would be times I couldn't be there.
Anything.
Yeah. There would be dry spells. And same with money. There's times that I had the opportunity to be a member or to sponsor something, and then there was times where I'm like, it's a little tight. This is tough. So when as a VP of membership now, I understand what that looks like for business owners, and I can understand and appreciate where they're coming from.
I love that so much, because as a business owner, all the things you just said are things that I relate to. And as you were walking us through that, it's like, yep, I know exactly how you feel when you say that, because there are ebbs and flows. And I think the chamber really is kind of a backbone for a lot of small businesses here in our community to kind of help people navigate that space as they're going through the twisty turn of business ownership. I mean, if you had to say what some of the biggest benefits of being a member are, what would you say?
I would say it depends on why people join. So that's the other thing. I think a lot of people think that their reason that they joined is the reason everybody else joined, and that's not necessarily true. Most people join because they need to network, they need growth and visibility. So that might be some advertising with us, that might be networking and meeting people, but some people just join because they'll tell me, I've done business in Henderson for 15 years. I may never come to a single event that you have, but I know that the chamber has my back when it comes to business. And they could be talking about what we're doing in the legislative session or things that we've done politically or to help them save money in taxes or other things. And we just have a great business climate here, and I appreciate what the chamber's done, and I kind of want to give back. So I want to join.
Yeah.
They may never come to anything. There's some people that join for political reasons. They, again, appreciate what we've done, or they want to be on one of our committees. They might join for leadership. In order to be part of our Leadership Henderson class, you have to be a member. So they might join initially kind of like I did, because they wanted to go through Leadership Henderson, and then they become lifers. But again, a lot of people join for the growth and the visibility and those kind of things. Some do it because they want, their business resources or their vendors. Maybe they're a real estate agent and they need quality vendors, and so they need to know the right landscaper, pool person, cleaner, painter, whatever. So some people join to build their resources, and then a lot do it for education. They need to build educational resources, and some do it because they want to know other people are going through the same thing they are. As an entrepreneur, it's a lonely thing sometimes. Or even if you're at a big company and you're a CEO, you're not going to complain.
It's lonely at the top.
Yeah. And so they can come and find people that are just like them and get it.
I think one of the things that surprised me too, that I wasn't aware of until I became a member, was the chamber offers health insurance. plans that people can take advantage of, which as a small business is a huge selling point as well. And I think there's just a lot of different resources that I wasn't aware of until I became a member. And to your point, not only just promoting your business and establishing a good sense of camaraderie with other people in the community, but also some of those tools and resources that people might not know exist. I mean, it was one of the first things that we did when I bought Henderson City Lifestyle was join the chamber. And you've heard me say this before, but it was one of the best decisions that we ever made because of the people that we've met and the relationships that we've established. There's just such a great sense of community as part of the chamber, which I love. And leadership has a huge part of that too. So tell us a little bit about leadership.
Leadership Henderson is just an incredible program. It's a 10-month program, starts with the 2-day retreat, and then it's the first Friday of every month, October through June. We are recruiting currently for the next class, but so much involved in that. The camaraderie, the closeness that you get to your peers, the education from a leadership standpoint, becoming a better leader. There's a give back to the community. We have a class project, so there's a 501c3 component.
I love that.
It's incredible. And then getting to know Henderson. So every day is themed. And so there's a business and industry day, there's public safety day, gaming and tourism, nonprofit.
That's great.
Healthcare, education. There's all these different days. And so the tours and the education and the speakers that you get in those days are themed, and it's just a really good way to learn about Henderson. So for me at the time, I owned my own company, Henderson. The city of Henderson was my largest client. I didn't live in Henderson, and I thought I kind of need to give back to who's given to me, and I learned so much, and it was just incredible to learn about Henderson. And now here I am, champion the city.
That's exactly right. I mean, I feel like you are such a big community connector in our side of the world over here in Henderson and really in Las Vegas as well. But that's one other thing. I mean, if people are in Las Vegas, are you finding a lot of businesses that are Vegas-based joining the Henderson Chamber as well?
1,000%. So we have more members outside of Henderson than we do inside of Henderson.
Interesting.
It is. Huh. So well over 52% of our membership is outside of Henderson. Wow. And it can be because services, so say a CPA or attorney or general contractor, things like that, their home office might not be in Henderson, but they want to build in Henderson, or they have, again, they're an attorney or CPA, or they have a service or a route that they want to have in Henderson, whether it's a pool route or landscaping or pest control, whatever that might look like. And then a lot of it is back to our association health plan. So our insurance, and you did touch on that. I'd like to spend a second or two there. Anybody that has 2 to 50 full-time employees, we have little silos or sections. So it's manufacturing, construction, services, and retail are the SIC codes that need to fit into one of those sectors. We have been doing the last 4 years. So if somebody came on our plan, let's say 3 years ago today, we had a 2-year rate lock at that point.
That's great.
And then it ended last year. Last year, they either saved money at their renewal after 2 years.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, or it pretty much stayed the same.
That's great.
So if you think of costs and healthcare and insurance for a company as one of their largest costs, to think that they could essentially have 4 years of health insurance kind of for the same price where everywhere else it's going up.
Every year,
So super proud to be able to help the community in that regard. It's great. And then it's just a fixed cost again for 2 years that they had. So
well, it's interesting because now that I'm on the ambassador committee for the chamber, which I love, I love being like a glorified greeter for the chamber because I love meeting new people, and I know you do too. But that's a huge reason why when I ask people, what was your reason for joining the chamber? I get that a lot where people say, well, we joined for the insurance, and the people that we've met have been kind of an added bonus. But it's interesting to see why people are joining and for what different reasons. But you know everybody in Henderson, I feel like, and you take a lot of time out of your personal schedule to make sure that everybody feels welcome and included, and it's something that I absolutely appreciate about your personality. And I've said this before, joining the chamber for me was like getting welcomed with a warm hug because you guys literally were like, come on, come meet everybody. And it was amazing. Do you notice that a lot of people are intimidated to come to events if they don't know anybody? And how do you guys deal with that?
Of course. So if people ask me, or I know that that's not necessarily a fear or an uncomfortable moment, I just ask them honestly to come stand with me.
I love that.
Come hang out with me. Nobody's going to know the difference. Now I'm outing everybody that's ever standing with me. I'm just joking.
If we see you standing by Lisa, we're going to know. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, I just tell them, come stand next to me. I don't want you to feel alone. And I'm going to be introducing people, and I'm going to be saying hi. And if I know who you're trying to meet, whether I do or don't know that they're the perfect match for you, I'll be introducing you to a ton of people. And I'll also have my radar up for who you essentially need to meet. If they don't want to do that, or they don't feel that they need to stand right next to me or hang out, I say the room can seem intimidating, whether it's 20 people or 500 people. You don't have to meet everybody. You don't have to feel that you need to please don't give your card to everybody that's there either. Don't be that guy or that gal. But if the room is large or small, make a little goal for yourself that you just want to meet 3 quality people that you feel like you want to spend time with after, that you want to go to coffee with. And it can be because you struck up a friendship, because they could be a potential client, because they could be a resource, because you just hit it off because your kids play baseball, whatever the reason is. Find 3 people, and again, then it's not as intimidating.
That's
and then
a great
it gives you a little bit of it gives you a little goal. I met one cool person. Maybe I shouldn't spend an hour with them, but maybe I should continue my goal and meet 2 more really cool people. But just make a little goal.
A few connections that you can go a little bit deeper with. That's a great piece of advice, because I feel like a lot of times we do a ton of networking, and there's people that will go and just I call them the card sprayers. They just shuffle out as many cards as possible, but at the end of the day, if you can make a few really deep, meaningful connections, I think that those will go a lot further than just the card sprayers, so to speak.
And I'm giving people the opportunity when I say meet 3 people. They don't always have to be someone that's going to buy from you tomorrow. I just said, wonder if it's somebody that you just became friends with, or you have a common interest in. Start there. A lot of times I see that business starts with a friendship or a relationship, and it doesn't go straight to signing a contract because I met you at a mixer last week. That's not necessarily going to happen. But if you could start with a friendship or something that you have in common. So I would say come with that lens too. I want to meet 3 people that I want to have coffee with, and the reason can be 3 different things.
I love it. What would you say is your favorite part about your job at the Chamber?
Well, being a business owner, there was only so much I could do in my sphere, and I wanted my clients to be top of mind, and I wanted them to be successful, and I really understood what it was like. I want to help people that are honest and trustworthy and have good business and are doing good business, and I really have the capability of doing that. And so when somebody comes to me and they have a need or a want or a challenge or a problem, and I can help them solve it, that's what
gets you going.
Love to do. Yeah,
I love that.
And sometimes people ask me, what did you get out of that? I got satisfaction. Somebody came to me with a problem, or some really great business owner needed, just want to help people get a leg up. And there's so many successful stories that we've had a part of, and that's super exciting.
I love that so much, because you lead with empathy from what I've seen. And I think that coming from that place of empathy where you've been in all of our seats, you've been on both the individual business owner side, and you've been on the company side, how both work, and you having kind of both of those backgrounds really helps you come from a place of empathy when you're meeting with different business owners in the community, which is huge for us as members. So I always appreciated that. And you guys have a lot of events that are coming up soon.
We do. We always have a lot of events. We have our standard, which are great. We have a monthly breakfast that's at Wild Horse Country Club. We have a mixer almost every month, and that'll change from various business locations who are members. A couple key things and fun ones. We have one coming up at the Pickler, which is an indoor pickleball.
Ooh, I love that.
I know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be networking right along with playing pickleball and learning the sport. And so that's July 16th.
Okay.
And then August 15th, we have State of the Chamber, which is our big moment of the year where we kind of celebrate what we've accomplished, what we'd like to do moving forward. We bring in all of our board members who are sworn in on that day from up to We do all 4 boards that day, so it's
big
big
day.
doings. It's big doings,
Yep.
yeah. And then I'm excited this year, September 17th, we're going to be at Lee Family Forum for our
love it.
expo, and that'll be the first time that Lee Family Forum has done an expo.
Yeah,
So-
they're one of our partners too for the magazine. So I'm sure we'll have that in the September issue as well.
super collaborative. That'll
Yeah.
be great.
And everybody's connected in Henderson. That's the biggest thing I've realized is that it really is 2 to 3 degrees of separation. As you get to know more people, you can't go anywhere without knowing somebody who knows somebody who, knows somebody. And I love that. Like Henderson has grown so much over the last, even the 20 years that I've been here, but it still kind of has that hometown small feel.
It does. I mean, I'm born and raised here in the Valley, so I'm used to what's here, but people come from other places and they say, it's crazy, the access. We work really close with the city, and so people have the access to meet the mayor or somebody from city council or one of the dignitaries or whatever it may be. And I guess in other cities and states it's not quite as accessible as it is here, and I kind of take that for granted because it's all I know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, in Vegas/Henderson, there's the 100 people that are doing all the work kind of thing, and it's very much like that. It's not 7 degrees anymore. It's about 2 or 3.
It's
for
about
sure.
2 or 3. And when I was at the State of the Chamber event last year, first of all, I was blown away by how many people were there. I think there was, over 800 people that showed up to that event. And the membership's around 2,000. Is that right?
We're almost at 2,200.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
the largest we've ever been.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's good.
Well, and I mean, if you think about that, okay, so the membership's at around 2,200, and over 800 people came to the State of the Chamber event last year. The turnout is unbelievable. And I remember thinking that when I went to the breakfast, too, for the first time. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, okay, maybe 40, 50 people. And I show up to the first breakfast, and I was just blown away because I couldn't believe how many people were there at 7:30 in the morning at Wild Horse for the monthly breakfast. And I was like, okay, maybe this is just a one-time thing. No, it's like that every single month. And I love that Henderson shows up. They just... The people in Henderson always show up. They really want to engage, and it makes for such a cool environment for business owners to be part of, and I love it. So the State of the Chamber is definitely one that I would recommend personally as well. If you've not been, go. And if people wanted to join the chamber, what steps would you recommend for them to go about doing that?
I say we like to meet you where you are. So you certainly can come to our website and just log in and join online. There's buttons just to get right to joining online. Certainly could do that. But we also would be happy, our team would happy to meet with you, find out what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish, and we could recommend a membership for you. We could have a conversation over the phone. We could set an appointment, have you come in. We can come to your office. Whatever is easiest for you. We like to make it what our members want, our potential members need or want. Everybody likes things done differently, so we're here to help. And just wanted to share, how you say joining the chamber felt like a warm hug. Another thing that I'm hearing a lot lately is when people are joining, most recently, last couple of months, I've been hearing a lot of, I just found my people. I just found my tribe. Those are the kind of the I don't know, it's a little bit of the trend that I'm hearing is I found my people.
It's so true. I can't express that enough. I didn't know what to expect going in. I knew that it would be beneficial because of the resources available, and I knew that I wanted to get more involved with Henderson. I didn't expect so many incredibly close friendships to come from that, and I also didn't anticipate just the sense of, to your exact point, having people behind me that I got from joining the chamber. Like, I immediately felt like I found my people. I have this, I have this little army behind me that's supporting me, which was so helpful because as a business owner, to your point, it can feel a little bit lonely at times, but knowing, hey, I've got all these people that I can reach out to, whether it's for input or advice or just to say, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Like, tell me you feel the same. Having that is so amazing, and I didn't expect it. I was surprised.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of doing business in Henderson or with the Henderson Chamber for sure is if all 2,200 members went to our website or came to our staff or our ambassadors and said, I need this product or service, I need to solve this problem, who do you know? That's what we're really known for. And if all 2,200 members used one another's products and services, how much more everybody would flourish. And I really try to get people to realize that. And then also, as you're building these friendships and relationships, you're going to be more top of mind, and people are going to wholeheartedly refer you like they do versus, you know, maybe going to the directory blindly or just throwing a card at somebody along the way. Building these relationships isn't a waste of time. It's really a heartfelt way to grow your business.
100%. And it also enables other people that are members to become community connectors as well. And you end up being the person that people go to for, hey, do you know anybody who's in XYZ field, or do you have a recommendation for this? And it's like, well, actually, I do. And I love being able to make those personal referrals because of people that I've met through the chamber and people that I trust and like and would also welcome into my own home to do, you know, do a project or do business with. So I completely agree with that sentiment. If there was something that you would want people to know about the chamber that they may not know, or, you know, one, I guess, parting piece of advice that you would give, what would it be?
I'd say that we care. I think from the top of Scott Muehlrath, our president and CEO, and every employee that's with us, we want our membership to succeed and be better. And I think that you'll see that with every single employee that we have, and we do our best to make that happen.
I love it. Well, I appreciate the opportunities you've given us with City Lifestyle, and I thank you for welcoming me with open arms into the chamber and now as part of the welcome committee for the ambassadors. And we really appreciate you making the time with us today. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, and we appreciate you so much. Thanks, Chrissy.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.